So a new update was posted on the Star Citizen website, along with an Inside Star Citizen packed with some fun things to digest. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Stephlyon, and yes, I know, my first kind of like update video, and I'm doing it on my own, I'm not reacting. I know, crazy, right? But look, this year is going to be my first Invictus event, so I am way too hyped not to read any of the information myself. So Inside Star Citizen dropped, giving us more details about the fact that there's going to be 60 new missions, some of which we actually already knew about as they were kind of being worked on the PTU, so we already knew they were coming. These range from search and destroy, patrol missions, protection, and ambush, even up to fighting a frontier fighter Polaris. Yes, we're going to be allowed to hunt a Polaris. The ambush missions are actually kind of looking like really cool because we're kind of getting these new zones that actually mask your ship's signature, which is going to literally allow you to basically jump the target and hide from them. And if you think about it, it's really interesting because how is this going to be used for things like player bounties and other things that players can do outside of the mission with these new zones. As long as you can find these new zones, there's a lot of things you could do with these new zones in terms of ship combat. And for these ambush missions, you can literally work for the UEE, or you can actually work for the headhunters who are now in the Stanton system. We actually got a sneak kind of like Easter egg about this. If you noticed on the splash page when you're loading in, it literally says, out of leaked intel, headhunters are now operating in Stanton. This is what that was talking about. Patrol missions have also been added, which actually allow for you to patrol regions of space and use markers to find places in space and have this new random generated objective feature, which I find really interesting and really awesome. This means that when you're playing this loop, it's going to have so many different variations that before you run into the same exact one over and over again, it might take 5 to 6 tries of that mission, which is really interesting because one of the things I've had with Star Citizen is when there's big events or when it's event missions, everyone kind of gets the exact same missions. You all go do a mission and you both say, hey, I did this, and the other person says, hey, I did the exact same thing. But with this new method of it, it's going to be done in a way where 2 people can go do the exact same mission, take the exact same contract, and both come out of it with 2 different stories to say, hey, I did something completely different than you because this was randomly generated. But CIG did say that, hey, if you guys enjoy it, please let us know, because if you let us know, we can add more randomly generated objectives to this. So imagine we have something like this with 20 to 30 randomly generated objectives. That would be super cool because it gives more playability to the same game loop, which is going to be huge for Star Citizen because sometimes after you do a certain mission over and over again, you kind of get bored. But with this, it's going to be a mix of bounties and just general flying around. And the new search and destroy missions will actually send you to checkpoints and you'll have to go check on satellites that are either working fine or they've been hijacked, and then you have to destroy them. But if you destroy them, the people who hijacked them might just quantum in and try to kill you. But there is a chance that an ace pilot is going to spawn, and I am super excited for that because an ace pilot is essentially AI that is super lit. Like, they're gonna be kings at dogfighting. So if you can dogfight, you want to be doing this. This is something you want to do because it's going to challenge you. And I'm really happy about it because for PvE players who don't as much want to fight against other players, because when you're thinking about difficulty curve, only real players are going to give you that unpredictability and all that high acute level of gaming. But now with this ace pilot, you're going to get somewhat of a feel of it, but you're still fighting NPCs. You're still doing it in the PvE system. And now I know you guys have been thinking, Steph, why are you talking about all these little dogs? What about the Big Daddy Dog mission, hunting a Polaris? Yes, the Big Daddy mission will be the Polaris Hunt, which seems like a great challenge for orgs or small groups of players who want to test themselves, or some solo maniacs because y'all already know I'm gonna try it out solo, you know what I'm saying? All these missions will actually pay out a new item that's called a scrib. These are actually tokens that you can actually trade into Wicklow, the new brand new alien in the system, so you can actually collect these things and use them to get those collector ships. And there's gonna be currently 2 variants that you can collect, and you wanna actually keep an eye out for them in the expo hall. So we all know the Invictus Expo is coming, and they will be littered around the hall, hidden in corners, hidden in places that you're not going to be looking for. So keep an eye out because you can collect these things, and if you have enough of them, you can get rewarded heavily for them, or you can sell them to other players. And allegedly, they've also added a temporary mission where we can actually train to be a combat pilot like you're part of Squadron 42 gang. So that's going to be really cool, and it's going to be held by a UEE legend who goes around by the name of Gilly. I don't essentially know who Gilly is, but I know that you guys revere him as a cool combat pilot, which is going to be crazy. And if you have noticed, we actually saw this character Gilly in the freaking multiple function display in your ship. So they're going to be adding more of that. So no longer just reading your missions, no longer just reading words. They're going to be giving you audio cues and visual cues to actually hand you your mission and your objectives, which is beautiful. It just brings in that immersion, and that means we can start looking forward to a functioning player call system. We know they've hinted about doing that, but they might actually put this in full time now if they can get this working. And ladies and gentlemen, the part I'm more excited about is the Invictus launch week. We got some sneak peeks behind the curtain, and from what I can gather, they have ramped things up, because y'all are literally telling me that this looks way cooler than it's ever looked, so they've ramped it up. The halls have been given a facelift, more thought has been put into the presentation of the ships, and the Idris will be sitting in the sky waiting for you to explore it. The actual release of the new ship, the TAC, couldn't come at any better of a time. It's going to be rentable at the Invictus event, and if you remember in the trailer when they dropped that Easter egg for us, we saw it taking out a Polaris, and with the Invictus event, the new storyline event, taking out and hunting a Polaris that has been stolen from the Invictus is going to be part of it. So therefore, we can actually hunt it down with this new ship. So it's not a coincidence that the ship is being released during the event where they're gonna add in the Polaris that we can hunt, and the ship has been shown to us taking out a Polaris. It all makes sense. So new armors, new components, and new ships will all be showcased at the Invictus events. But beware, guys, look, the Free Fly event is also going to be running at the same time as the Invictus, and it's going to be at Area 18, ArcCorp. So beware, it's going to be buggy as hell. I am actually really contemplating not setting my home location to ArcCorp because I don't want to have to deal with that lag. Let me know where you're going to set your home location at, because are you going to brace yourself and just take it on? Or are you going to be like, nah, let's go somewhere with less lag just for this new patch? We did also get a roadmap update a few days ago outlining what CIG has committed to, along with the new web store changes. Firstly, looking at the web store changes, they have changed a lot of things like the home page and the ship details pages. I did see a few things where I'm like, it looks a lot cleaner and it's a lot easier to navigate the website and look through things, which is great because it makes it a lot easier for new people to come onto the website and be able to look at the website and make heads and tails of it. Because before, you had to click like 5-6 times just to get to something, and it was really hard to navigate between ships, gear, merch, and all of that. And right now, looking at the new system, it looks a lot easier because it's all there on your screen. But I have seen a few complaints with all the people saying, hey, if you're going to update the website, you probably want to update the specs and the pictures for the ships and other items, because some of these things are like literally 11 years old, and I cannot lie. They're not lying. They have a point. Because right now, I'm at the stage of my journey where I'm looking at new ships, looking at weapon sizes and all these other things. And I'm looking at some pictures that look like they were made when Minecraft was launched, because like the pictures are so old. And when I go into game, like for instance, the Cutlass Black is a big one people are talking about. When I'm looking at the Cutlass Black, when I was looking at the Cutlass Black when I came into the game, I was seeing all these weird pictures on the website. Then when I got into the game, I was like, this ship doesn't look anything like what you've shown me on the website. So I was really frustrated with that. So they do need to go around and give a little bit of an update to all these pictures, to all these specs, and just make sure that things are up to date, because there's no point in updating the website and leaving all the items and articles on the website unupdated. It doesn't make sense. But overall, I can say I do like the look of it, and I do like the new user-friendly approach they're going with, which is going to help out a lot, especially with sales and people navigating the things they want to see and the things that they want to pledge for. And for Alpha 4.1.1 patch watch, it is the little things. First of all, they went into refineries. We've made a number of target improvements to the mining gameplay loop in Alpha 4.1.1, which is great to hear, including adjusting mining lasers and their modules, improving difficulty scaling, better mineable distribution for FPS and vehicle mining, better rock and Atlas Geo handling, which is a big thing because the freaking rock miner is literally like, it's unhandleable, bro. Like just trust me, you don't want to be driving those things. And various bug fixes that you can actually review in the patch notes. Among these quality of life updates, refineries can now refine output directly into your local inventory, while ore bags now properly attach to cargo grids and freight elevators. If you didn't know, when you try to attach full ore bags, they would literally clip into the bottom of your ship and it just looks really weird. And when you try to move them, they would fall through your ship and just go missing. So it is great that we're seeing an update for that, because that is something that I feel a lot of people will need, and it's going to make things a lot easier when you're handling ore bags. We are aware that ore bags are slightly bigger than 2SU, which can make them more difficult to place on certain cargo grids, but we have no immediate plans to adjust this. We have, however, fixed the refinery eating up your container, which is beautiful. Then they moved on to component balance pads. We've rebalanced components on ships based on their class types in Alpha 4.1.1. These are the things as a new player where I am looking at these really deeply now, because I am getting into the point where I want to upgrade my ships. I want to no longer be using a base loadout, because I feel like I'm past that, and there's certain ships that I like that I want to make better. So now that they're having a rebalance, I'm gonna have to go back and look at everything that I have learned in a new light, because it might just be different. So if you are doing loadouts, if you are changing things in your ship, make sure to check the actual specs of these things now, because things are changing. And they have also changed things like the shield generators with a whole bunch of new balances to make them a little bit more class efficient, I guess. And they've actually done something that I was really looking for and expecting. They have added a new collectible from the new Valor card they have added to the game. So we do have the juvenile Valor card in the game, and I was killing a few and I was like, hey, there's no collectible from these things. How is this a mini boss battle with no collectible? But now they have actually added something, as they have expanded Wicklow's currency and his emporium. New rewards are available through Wicklow's missions. You'll also find new items that our brand new friend is especially eager to collect. Juvenile Valakar fangs collected from dead juvenile Valakar. So now people can actually go out and hunt Valakar, and you get rewarded for actually killing them, which is great to see. And here we have the guild scripts found on high profile NPCs and in various interesting places. Don't forget, during the Invictus, you're going to also be rewarded these for doing the missions that have to do with the event. And they also added ace helmets to the pool, which can be collected from ace pilots that you have killed in your patrol or ambush missions. The higher the difficulty, the greater the chance of spawning an ace pilot, so be looking for the ones with high difficulty. And again, with the new audio inputs, once you've defeated an ace pilot, a voice line will suggest you search their body. This is where you can find 3 guild scripts. Wicklow the Collector values these highly and offers exceptional rewards in return. And they've also opened Wicklow's Emporium's upper floor, and they've also improved the looting. So looting has been a thing that's been kind of a little bit buggy, where you have to be at a particular location at a particular angle to loot from NPC bodies or dead player bodies, but they have polished the looting interaction. The F prompt will now smoothly appear on the closest available item or corpse you're looking at, without the need to wiggle around to find the right angle, which is the biggest problem. You have to wiggle around and do all sorts of shimmy dance moves to actually go out and loot things, which was really annoying, but they have fixed this, which is great to hear. Adding that, accidental pickups that previously caused chaos, like dropping your fully modded weapon into a pile of loot, or your weapon just disappears altogether, should be a thing of the past, if this works the way it's designed to. They've also updated the Argo Raft. The Argo Raft has received several changes, resulting in a slight adjustment to its cargo capacity. To improve loading and unloading, the 3 cargo arms have been replaced by a single cargo grid, now supporting 192 SCU. Additionally, the old rail-style tractor beam system has been relocated to the left, with operations control from the rear control room. And actually now looking at the patch notes, they have said they have gone through stability and bug fixes, ship battle missions have been tweaked, repair missions, animal missions have been tweaked, and PvP bounty. The Hunt the Polaris mission has been tested and is being added. UEE training missions, the Fleet Week hauls have been refined, and Wicklow has new rewards. They've also added some feature and gameplay fixes. For the gameplay fixes, this is beautiful. I cannot tell you guys how excited I am to actually try this out. they have enabled quantum driving to your own vehicle if it's unattended. When you like take your vehicle somewhere and you land and then something happens and you die and you were at a bounty location where there was nothing around, so you can't actively find it or quantum to it. Now, if your vehicle is still alive and out there, you can actually quantum straight to your vehicle, which is beautiful. This is going to help out so much with some stupid debt due to bugs. And your party member markers now override the visible parent icon at lower priority than your player marker. And for the core tech changes, they've added some good network performances and optimizations to help reduce interaction delays, which is going to be big, especially at the time when we're having a free flight and the Invictus flight week. These things are going to all come in to help make that a smoother transition. They've done a ton of bug fixes and technical fixes, fixing 4 client crashes. So that being said, there is a lot of stuff coming with this new patch, and I am super excited, and I'm really happy that they're taking their time with it, because we've all kind of thought the patch was coming out last week. It didn't come out, which means they're testing it a little bit more, trying to make sure it's actually working and at a good stage, because it's going to be big. Star Citizen is growing. More people want to get in and play the game. So another free fly event, we're going to see a lot of players coming in. So we want this to be a good experience for them. So I'm really excited, because y'all don't get it. Like, the amount of ships I'm going to be trying is going to be fire. Let me know if you're excited about the Invictus and what you're excited for. What do you want to see? What do you want to do? Are you excited for the new missions? There is 60 new missions coming in, and they all look like they're going to be relatively fun. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you like this style of video, let me know. If there's anything I'm super excited about, I will make sure to make my own little video giving you guys my opinions and thoughts. But yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. If you got a bit of information that helps you out, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below all your opinions as well. And I'll see you guys on the next one.